Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the Dirty Wave M8, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Today I want to talk to you about what I've been working on trying to get set up and doing some research on some different devices on how to make this happen. But basically, I'd like the M8 to be my brain for, I guess, making songs, being able to play them, trigger them, and do things. The Launchpad Pro gives you a great interface for being able to like remix things. So I've got it in live mode right now, and I can grab this kick and this snare and, just kind of mix and match things that I'd like. So as long as I know what everything's in, it's going to start triggering right now on at the end of every 4 bars. So I can kind of bring stuff in. Super cool. I can remix songs on the fly and still have the SP404 mark here to do some fun stuff like we hold down remain, bring in like vinyl noise, tweak the frequency. I can do all that fun stuff. I'd like to, in addition to that, be able to actually control the knobs or placements for certain effects or sounds from the Dirty Wave M8. And anybody that's done this, where you're doing it over Midi and you've got the Launchpad Pro might know, you can still there's an additional output here that I can then hook up to the SP404 Mark II. It will listen to and hear those commands. The problem is the Launchpad Pro and the Dirty Wave M8 require using channels 1 through 4 for it to light up and change modes and display everything. And the SP404 Mark II uses MIDI channels 1 through 5 to manage all of its effects through MIDI CC and notes. So the problem becomes if I can program that, but then the interface here starts getting all crazy as things blink on and off and change values, and it becomes much more difficult to actually see what's going on from the Launchpad Pro to be able to control the Dirty Wave M8 or the SP404 Mark II. So as a result, I've been trying to figure out for a while, because the M8 does allow you to address MIDI instruments over or independently MIDI over USB. And I did some research and was looking into the RK006 for a while and hadn't really found one. I don't know, I didn't want to pay full price because I was like, I think this will work, but I'm not totally sure. Found one on Reverb, pretty good deal, and was like, you know what, I'll pick it up. Didn't know that 100% would work, but in theory, with this on-the-go cable or OTG cable, basically what it does is it splits it out and gives this device a USB port, and we still have over here a power input jack. So I've got power coming in, and then it allows it to basically be a MIDI host or a USB host for MIDI, and the Dirty Wave M8 can then be seen as a USB device, and I can do fun stuff like this now, where if I go to this track 81, might be a little bit hard to see, but I'll bring it over. I've basically got an instrument 05 that is set up as the SP404. It's only going out over USB, so when I send a signal, it's going to go out the USB, not out of the MIDI out or in from the MIDI jacks here to the RK006, which is then reinterpret it, and it's sending it out over the TRS back into the SP404 Mark II. So, and I've got like all these parameters set here for basically bus 1 on the SP404 Mark II, so I can take anything that I want, and I'm right now using just track 8 to kind of play around, but I can do things like, if we go remain and an MFX, I'll hold shift and play, and if I just change this value, I can just change to whatever I like to code in at the beginning of a track and just fire off the synth. Now you'll see there's a couple things going on here. I've got it by default. It's zeroing out all the effects. Cassette with zeros for tone, hiss, age, and then if we switch over to the other page, drive, wow, flutter, catch. Not super interesting. I'm going through the process of figuring out how I want to use tables or other things to control these values and kind of mess around with them. But what I'd like to be able to do is have the Launchpad Pro set up so I can play or trigger parts of the sound and then have like one or two other tracks set to basically changing setting or automating some of the parameters for the SP404 Mark II and causing it to kind of change some sounds as a track is playing. I'd still like to be able to actually do some performance things, so I'm looking into how I would like to go about doing that as well. But yeah, I'm getting there. So definitely can highly advise if you're looking for a way to get Midi separated out over USB so that you can still use your Launchpad Pro Mark III and have the M8 and Launchpad talk to each other correctly. I would definitely suggest looking into the RK006. I'm sure there's other devices and options. I've seen plenty, but this happened to be the first one that I was like, you know what, for the price that it is and what I'm getting, I'm pretty sure it'll work from the documentation, and it does do what it says it does, which is generates out 10 different TRS type A outputs, and you still have two TRS-A inputs. And yeah, I think I could do some pretty cool MIDI stuff here. So at the moment, trying to keep it simple, but this will definitely help give me the opportunity to expand things out and go in a few other directions if and how and when I'd like. Anyway, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Hope this helps anybody out that's looking for how to use the M8 in some other additional scenarios. And lets you know RK006 gets a thumbs up from me. Seems like a nice little utility to have in the utility belt for music production. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.